Hello Sag, my name is Jason. This is your mid-February 2019 general tarot reading. Could be about love, career, any questions at the forefront of your mind. You'll know in the first couple of minutes if this is resonating for you. If it is, or if it's not, please check out my readings for your moon and rising signs also. They quite often are much more accurate. But for now, let's see what's happening for the second half of February for you, Sag. Okay, you go into this period with the Judgment card. So this is a card of rebirth. It's a card of making decisions, and once you make this decision, there's no going back. So things will never be the same. So it's quite a significant card I'm feeling to have at the beginning of your reading. So this could be about deciding to leave a relationship, deciding to leave a job, deciding to take a course of action somehow, and once you do it, it's just like the bridge will almost be burned. It is a card of rebirth though, so the feeling you will get from this decision that you've made will be quite positive generally, and it'll feel as though you have a new lease on life somehow. If you have a look at the characters here, they're all rejoicing somehow. So they thought something was like dead and buried, and the coffins have opened up and out they come to hear this message from the angel. Things have come together now to make things work for not just you, I'm thinking, but for the people around you as well. So can be a very positive card, a card of rebirth, a card of no returns. Okay, so we'll see how this goes. In your challenge position, Sag, you have the Hierophant position. Okay, the Hierophant card. So the Hierophant talks about tradition, talks about marriages, talks about educational institutions, rules and procedures, that kind of thing. So if this is about a wedding or a partnership or a marriage, it could be that because it's in the challenge position that you may be struggling to stay with something and within the boundaries of your marriage or partnership, or perhaps you're feeling like stepping out of that. Perhaps there's been some temptation for you there, and even some curiosity, just thinking, well, what would it be like if I just broke these rules? How much could I get away with? Kind of energy, I'm thinking. If it's not that, then there could be some institutions which you're coming up against. So perhaps a large government organisation you're going to have to deal with. Could be like lots of paperwork, lots of meaningless sort of bureaucracy, almost sitting on the phone on hold, backwards and forwards emails, trying to get in touch with the right person, that kind of thing. So I've got a couple of different stories going there. Okay, let's have a look at your hopes and fears. In your hopes and fears position, you have the Three of Wands. Now, the Three of Wands talks about making plans for the future. Now, remember that we have this Judgment card in your opening position. Your hopes and fears, or your hopes I'm feeling, this is you looking out into the distance with a clear sense of vision now. It's as though you've had some kind of liberation that you've felt. Have a look at all the yellow in this card. The yellow represents awareness, awakening. No darkness there. You can see into the distance in the future, and so this is a great card to have for clear thought, foresight, planning. But you may not have open slather. You'll see how this character is hanging on to one of those wands. So there may be some responsibilities which are holding you back, but I don't think it's going to slow you down or help you change your plans or make you change your plans or your decision entirely. And I'm feeling it's got something to do with this irreversible decision here. I'm feeling that you're really wanting these wide open spaces in front of you here. And Sag, we know that you're an adventurer. You love just looking out into that distance and just going. You don't like sitting there too long. And so maybe that's what this is about. This could be about leaving some kind of a partnership or a situation to just see what else is out there. It's not so much that you're running away from something, it's just that perhaps you're a little bored and the adventurer inside of you just wants to know what's next for you. But there might be some challenges with just some legal things or procedural things which might get in the way. Okay, we'll clarify these. Your best attitude position. Your best attitude position is this is the 10 of Cups, which is a very happy card. It's a card of happy family, a card of emotional fulfillment. Okay, and I'm getting the feeling that any decisions you make, you need to realize that this is what you have at the moment. Okay, so you already have a feeling of abundance here, and it looks like you want more, or you're in such a comfortable position now that you're thinking, well, what's next for me? Where can I go from here? So even though you have all this happiness, there's a sense of stagnancy there. I'm feeling a sense of just stagnation, that you just want to see what's next, but you're being asked by the tarot here to at least appreciate what you have, because anything you leave, any decisions you make which leave this behind, you might not be able to go back to that. Okay, so there are challenges ahead for you, and I'm thinking you're willing to take them because you are a natural adventurer, and I think you've come to a stage in your life now where you're really looking out to see what's out there. Okay, and you're not too worried about the consequences. Okay, your outcome position. Okay, at the end of this period here, the result of this decision, if you like, you have the Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords goes against the grain. They go against the status quo, if you like. And if you have a look at those trees, they're blowing one way, and the Knight of Swords is charging against that wind the other way into something, like taking a challenge almost. He might be doing this against the wishes of those around him, or remember we saw the Hierophant here being in the challenge position, and this guy's going, yes, I'll challenge you, whoosh. Okay, so that's what I'm getting there with this Knight of Swords energy. So it looks like you are willing to challenge the status quo, challenge the institutions, challenge a government department, perhaps, something like that. So perhaps there's something in the workplace which you're going to make a stand about. Are you going to put your reputation at risk somehow by making a stand against what's going on at the upper echelons of this institution, perhaps? Or if it's about the institution of marriage, are you saying, well, no, I'm not going to go the traditional way of marriage now. I'm going to step outside and I'm going to do my own thing. So I'm getting a real strong sense of individualism here for you, or individuality for you, Sag. And I'm thinking you are relishing this opportunity, whatever it is that you see coming to you. Again, I'm feeling that you're not running away from something. It's like you're charging towards a challenge, towards the new you, or the new life that you could be creating for yourself. But we'll have a look. Why is the Judgment card here for Sag in their opening position for mid-February? And what pops out, we have Ace of Pentacles. Okay, the Ace of Pentacles talks about new starts, okay? New business, new job, new something, okay? So whatever you're moving away from, again, it's not so much that you're moving away from it, it's just that you want a new start, okay? You want a new, fresh beginning because you're feeling a bit stale in whatever you're in, okay? I'm not feeling drawn to clarify that again, but it is a very, quite an apt clarifier for the Judgment card, okay? So you know that whatever you do, when you made this decision, you won't be able to go back. So let's have a look. Why is the Hierophant here? Can we clarify the Hierophant here for Sag? Well, I'd love to do a long reading on this. This is looking really interesting. Okay, look, a new change, a new opportunity for Sag. Why is a Hierophant here? You're going to thumb your nose at tradition, Sag, and you're going to go your own way by the looks of it. And you have the Five of Swords. Yes, okay, so the challenge is to, with the Five of Swords, we're talking about a victory, but it might be a short-lived victory, or it might just be a small victory in the grand scheme of things. So if you challenge this government department or this Hierophant energy, okay, so this traditional energy perhaps, you're challenging that, and you've heard that saying that you can't beat the system or something like that, but you can put little dents in it here and there, and it feels like you're putting a little dent in the system somehow. But whatever you do, these swords which are lying on the ground now, they may come back and be used against you at some other date, some other time perhaps. And it could be something about your reputation or about getting your name on some kind of a list, like a excommunication or some. If this is about the church, maybe you may be feeling put out by some kind of church or some kind of spiritual thing. You're going against the norm, against the tradition, is what I'm feeling. But look, it's a victory nonetheless, and it's a challenge. And you're loving this challenge because I'm feeling that you're not feeling too bound now. You're feeling a sense of liberation. Let's have a look. Why is the Three of Wands here in the hopes and fears position? We know you have this new sense of liberation here, this new ability or willingness to go against the system, to do your own thing, or to fight for a cause which is a little bit out of left field. Why is the Three of Wands here for Sag? We've got the Ten of Rods. Okay, so the Ten of Rods, it talks about burdens. It talks about the end of a cycle of burdens, and you want to drop this burden. So perhaps something's been building up for a while. You're feeling a bit loaded down by your job or your family situation or your relationship. You're just feeling a bit stuck, or a bit, I'm just feeling that you're just bored with it, and you're feeling as though your spirit really wants to come out, your adventurous spirit really wants to come out and just fly away. And there's been a bit of a conflict within you about, well, when can I do this? I want to do this. So you're planning on dropping the load. So perhaps you've decided to delegate a lot of your responsibilities to others. Perhaps you've decided to just work part-time or reduce your hours so you can concentrate on other more leisurely pursuits or a different kind of a career, perhaps, to follow a different career path. So, and maybe you are just, maybe you're going into some kind of field which is not conventional. Okay, again, that's coming through quite strongly, really. It looks like you're going to start up some kind of a business which goes a little bit against what other people are doing, or it's just unconventional. Most people sort of don't do this sort of thing, but I'm feeling you will be in with a tribe. So if this is your best attitude position, the Ten of Cups, it's like you'll be joining your tribe, okay? And appreciating what you have here. Okay, so a couple of things with this best attitude card. It's consider what you have, what you're leaving, but it's also saying, well, look, join this new tribe, join this group, join this community of people that you. That's what I'm getting there. Okay, so let's have a look. We'll clarify. Why is the Ten of Cups here? Why is the Ten of Cups here in the best attitude position for Sag? And let's just call it the World card. Okay, yes. So a new realization about yourself, closing out of a cycle, something new starting, and this is looking like a new beginning for you. Okay, so what a beautiful array of cards. You are walking away from something. If you are walking away from like a marriage or a family situation to follow this dream, then that's up to you, of course. I think you'll make the right decisions. Remember, I saw in the judgment card here that actually lots of people would be rejoicing this decision. So perhaps this is a good decision for your family as well. So you might be taking your family with you somehow to fight for this cause or take up this new opportunity. So it might be starting like a family business or including someone in your family business somehow. That's what I'm getting there. Let's have a look at the Knight of Swords. Why is the Knight of Swords here in the outcome position for Sag? So the Knight of Swords goes against the grain quite often, speaks their truth, lives their truth. And if this is what you're doing, Sag, congratulations for taking this big step. You are the right person to take this role, I'm feeling, especially if it's advocating for a group of disadvantaged people or for some kind of community that you're part of. Why is the Knight of Swords here? We'll take that one. And you have the Ace of Swords. Okay, so looks like new beginnings, a clear cut. You'll be able to cut out what doesn't work for you anymore. Cut out all that bureaucracy and follow your path, your dream. What a beautiful, beautiful reading here. I'm getting a real feeling of gusto and really just wanting to live your truth and being able to cut those things that aren't working for you. And you might even be cutting things that are working for you, but you're doing it to move towards something better. And I'm really hopeful for you that this all works out, Sag. So look, thanks for watching if you're still with me here. And please like and subscribe. Leave any comments if it's resonated for you, and I'll hopefully talk to you in a couple of weeks.